Hey everyone, and today we're diving into a complex and frankly unsettling aspect of human behavior: xenophobia. In simple terms, xenophobia is the fear or hatred of strangers or foreigners, anything perceived as foreign or different. It's about feeling threatened by the unfamiliar, and it can manifest in prejudice, discrimination, and even violence. Sadly, xenophobia is not a new phenomenon. It has been a recurring theme throughout history, rearing its ugly head in various forms and contexts. From ancient empires wary of outsiders to modern societies grappling with immigration, the fear of the other has often led to conflict and suffering. Why is it crucial to understand xenophobia? Because it affects us all. It creates divisions in our communities, fuels social unrest, and prevents us from building a more inclusive and equitable world. By understanding the psychological roots of xenophobia, we can start to dismantle the prejudices that sustain it. So, buckle up as we explore the psychological factors that contribute to xenophobia, from in-group bias to the fear of the unknown and the complexities of social identity. One of the key drivers of xenophobia is a deeply ingrained human tendency known as in-group bias. This bias refers to our natural inclination to favor people we perceive as part of our group, whether based on nationality, ethnicity, religion, or any other shared characteristic. Think about it. We tend to feel more comfortable and trusting around people who share our values, beliefs, and cultural background. This sense of belonging is essential for our well-being, but it can also lead to a dangerous us versus them mentality. When we prioritize our in-group, we may unconsciously or consciously develop negative attitudes and stereotypes about outgroups, those who are different from us. This can manifest in subtle ways like avoiding contact with people from different backgrounds or in more overt forms of prejudice and discrimination. In-group bias can make us blind to the common humanity we share with people outside our group. It can lead us to believe that they are somehow less deserving of our respect, empathy, and compassion. And this, my friends, is where xenophobia begins to take root. Another powerful psychological factor that fuels xenophobia is our fear of the unknown. Humans are wired to be wary of things that are unfamiliar or unpredictable. It's a survival mechanism that has served us well throughout our evolutionary history. But in today's complex world, this fear of the unknown can easily translate into prejudice and discrimination against people from different cultures, religions, or ethnicities. When we encounter people who look, speak, or behave differently from us, our brains may interpret these differences as potential threats. This fear can lead to the creation of stereotypes, oversimplified and often negative beliefs about entire groups of people. Stereotypes are dangerous because they reduce individuals to a set of assumptions, ignoring their unique qualities and experiences. For example, immigrants are often stereotyped as criminals, job stealers, or a drain on social services. These stereotypes are not only inaccurate but also incredibly harmful, as they can lead to discrimination in housing, employment, and other areas of life. Section 4. Social Identity, Belonging, and Exclusion. Our sense of self is deeply intertwined with our social identities, the groups we belong to and identify with. Social identity theory, developed by Henry Tajfel and John Turner, suggests that we strive to maintain a positive social identity by comparing our in-group favorably to out-groups. This means that we may boost our own self-esteem by putting down or devaluing other groups. For example, if our national identity is important to us, we may feel threatened by the presence of immigrants who we perceive as different or challenging our values. This perceived threat can lead to prejudice and discrimination as a way of protecting our social identity and maintaining a sense of superiority. It's a way of saying we are better than them, even if it means ignoring evidence to the contrary. Social identity theory highlights the importance of understanding how group dynamics contribute to xenophobia. When people feel their social identity is under threat, they may be more likely to engage in prejudiced behavior to protect their sense of belonging and self-worth. Section 5. Real-world xenophobia, examples from history and today. Unfortunately, history is replete with examples of xenophobia leading to violence and oppression. The Holocaust, the Rwandan genocide, and the ethnic cleansing in the former Yugoslavia are just a few chilling reminders of the devastating consequences of unchecked hatred and prejudice. But xenophobia is not just a relic of the past. It continues to rear its ugly head in various forms around the world. The rise of nationalist and populist movements in recent years has been fueled in part by exploiting fears about immigration and cultural change. We see xenophobia in the discrimination faced by refugees fleeing war and persecution, in the rise of hate crimes against minority groups, and in the rhetoric that demonizes and dehumanizes entire populations. From the Muslim travel ban to the family separation policy at the US-Mexico border, xenophobia continues to shape policies and impact lives. Section 6: Combating Xenophobia, Empathy, Education, and Interaction. So how do we combat this deeply ingrained prejudice? It starts with each of us challenging our own biases and preconceived notions. We need to cultivate empathy, educate ourselves about different cultures, and engage in meaningful interactions with people from diverse backgrounds. Education plays a crucial role in dismantling stereotypes and promoting understanding. By learning about different cultures, religions, and ways of life, we can begin to appreciate the richness and diversity of the human experience. Interpersonal contact is equally important. When we interact with people from different backgrounds, we realize that we have more in common than we thought. We begin to see each other as individuals, not just representatives of a particular group. We can also challenge xenophobia by speaking out against discrimination and prejudice whenever we encounter it. Silence only serves to embolden those who seek to divide us. By using our voices to advocate for inclusion and understanding, we can create a more just and equitable world for all. Section 7: A More Inclusive Future, Our Shared Humanity. Xenophobia, while deeply rooted in our psychology, is not an insurmountable obstacle. By understanding the factors that contribute to it, we can start to dismantle the prejudices that sustain it. It's a long and arduous journey, but one that is essential for the well-being of our communities and our world. Let's strive to create a world where diversity is celebrated, not feared, and where everyone feels a sense of belonging, regardless of their background. Remember, we are all part of the same human family, sharing this planet we call home. Let's treat each other with the respect, dignity, and compassion that we all deserve. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to be awesome.